guys, welcome to this week's installment of the Reader Q&A. I'm so excited to be bringing video posts back into the blog circulation. Hope that you're just as excited. I put the call out for questions a couple weeks ago on my Facebook page and also on my blog. So be on the lookout for those in the future so that you can continue to submit your questions to me. This week I've selected 4 different questions that were posted either on Facebook or on my blog. The first question comes from Petra Hemphill, and she says, I would love to hear how you get your seniors to relax and be comfortable in front of the camera. Well, Petra, so there's really not like a secret or anything like that about how I do my senior sessions. I really ultimately just try to connect with them. It's a very simple answer, but that's really just the truth. I want to know everything there is to know about them. Do they have a boyfriend? You know, did they travel over the summer break? Are they going to prom? Are they going to homecoming? You know, what do they want to do when they grow up? You know, things like that. I just try to get to know who they are. I really want to bring out who they are in front of my camera so that I can capture the true essence of who they are. I try to find connectors, something that they like or something that they do, something that I like or something that I do. Anything that I can just kind of put us on the same playing field. So, you know, if there's a movie that they love or a book that they've read or a musician that they love to listen to, you know, I'm going to try to find those common denominators with them. You know, were they a cheerleader? Are they a cheerleader? Did they do any sports? Or are they into, you know, art or anything like that? Anything that I can to kind of break down that wall with them. You know, parents are sometimes at the sessions, but, you know, it's great to talk with them, and I definitely do, but most of my attention, and you know, 99.9% of the time is really on my client, because that's who I'm there for at that time. So that's really what I do. And it's interesting too, because I mean, if you really think about when you are in front of a camera, it's a very intimidating, very uncomfortable thing to be in front of a camera. And I really try to lead with that, knowing that they're not comfortable in front of my lens. It's like a microscope, really. So I really try to think about that. And so I try to talk through you know, the process and everything, what they can expect, and just make sure that they're completely at ease in front of my camera before I even pick up the camera to shoot. So I'm getting them posed properly and just getting them feeling good about what they're doing, and then I can, you know, bring out the camera, and it's a little less daunting. Communication is like a huge thing for me. And so I'm constantly talking to them and reassuring them and giving them confirmation that they're delivering exactly what I'm asking for. And so, you know, when I have a couple of those shots that I absolutely love, I will definitely show them, you know, right off the back of my camera what the photo looks like. And that really just puts them at ease and just makes them trust me even more to do what I'm doing. And so that's the big thing. Just connect with them, talk with them, and just be real with them, and just have a conversation, and don't talk at them, talk to them. So I hope that helps. Nicole Aubrey asks, how do you deal with light shooting at all times of day? So I think the biggest thing with this question is that, which is a great question, you have to know where you're going, and you have to know like what's available. And so you know, if I'm shooting at a time of day that I'm not necessarily the most comfortable, I'm going to then, you know, do my homework and understand what kind of shade will be available, or what kind of structure, or, you know, how does the sun hit that location, so that I can make sure that I can deliver exactly what my client is looking for and what they're paying me for. So I think the big thing for that is to just, you know, understand your locations and understanding what their expectations are. So, you know, if they're expecting you to go shoot in a wide open field at, you know, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and they're expecting like sun flare or really pretty golden light or something like that, like that's just not realistic for that time of day typically. So just having those conversations with your clients and just making sure that you're both on the same page for what they're looking for and what you can do at that time of day. So I shoot at all times of day. I shoot in the morning, afternoon, evening. It really just kind of depends on, you know, the day, the client, the location. But I always try to make sure that if I'm shooting midday, that I have at least a couple of options for shade. And then, you know, I'll shoot in the sun too. I'll just adjust my settings for it. So understanding my camera, understanding, you know, what settings, you know, where I need to make adjustments to my settings. So I think for that one, it's kind of just been something that's kind of come with time. As I've gotten to know my camera better and gotten to know my skills better, I've been able to kind of adapt to pretty much any kind of shooting environment, light, dark, whatever. So I hope that helps. Ashley Hall asks, how do you encourage your seniors to refer their friends? So this question actually made me think a lot, and I had to kind of replay like what a senior session looks like and what I do, and I kind of realized I don't actually encourage them to refer me at all. So I know that that probably sounds horrific and weird, but I don't. I don't say, hey, be sure to tell your friends. I don't. That would never come out of my mouth to my clients. I really just try to give my clients the young and free experience, and I try to engage with them and connect with them and get to know them so that by the end of the shoot, like, we're friends. And I want them to love the experience, and I want them to love their shoot, and I want them to feel so good about it and just good about themselves and good about the entire thing, that my hope is that they will just refer based off of a good experience and not because I've asked them to, and not because of a referral program or anything like that. Not to say that it is the correct way or the only way. That's just my way. I don't know. Referral programs, yeah, like I have one and I've tried them, and I've rep programs and things like that. But unless you're a rep, of course, if you're a rep, I'm asking them to refer, so it's a little bit different. But we're not talking about reps right now. But if it's just a regular client, I'm not encouraging them to refer me. I'm just hoping, crossing my fingers, that they will. And my business basically is word of mouth, and that's the only advertising I do. I don't pay for advertising at all. So I just really try to focus on that client at that moment. I'm not worried about, her 50 friends at that point. My hope is that her 50 friends will come with her, so in time. So I hope that makes sense. Annie Patrick asks, I want to know how you balance your family with your work, especially since I've noticed that fitness has become very important to you. I loved this question. I would easily say that up until about wintertime, I really didn't have a great balance in my life. I devoted everything that I was to my business 24/7. And, I'm writing a huge blog post about this topic tomorrow, so I'm not going to get too heavy into it today. But what I will say is that I realized that I thought that I was doing the best that I could in my family life and in my business and all that, and just giving everything to everybody, but I wasn't really giving anything to myself. And what I learned was that by not giving anything to myself and not taking care of me, I was absolute crap to everybody else because I didn't feel good. It made me kind of useless. And so although I was working all the time, and although I was, I've mom and wife and all those things, I was run down. And so I didn't have energy, and I didn't have drive, and I didn't have ambition to really get out there and enjoy living with my family. Like, I was with my family all the time, and I was with my work all the time, but I wasn't really giving anything 100% of me because I didn't have 100% to give. So what I have learned in the past, several months, and especially realistically the last 4.5 weeks since I've really committed to the fitness program that I'm doing and dove in wholeheartedly with it, is that I can get so much more done right now in a much shorter amount of time because I'm energized, and because I'm healthy, and because I'm taking care of me. And so I balance it all right now, I would say, very, very well. I have a great structure. I'm spending more time with my husband. I'm spending more time with my kids. I'm getting my work things accomplished. I'm meeting all my demands. I'm doing everything that I need to be doing, but I'm also giving time to me. And so that's a very important thing as well. So for me, it's a matter of just being okay with saying no, and knowing what I can and can't take on, and knowing that not everything is crunch time. Not everything has to be done that second, at that moment. It can sometimes wait. And that's just the reality of life. And I think it's important to have a good support system. And I think that it's important to remember that you're one person, and that this is business, but family and love, like, that's first. So take care of yourself, make you a priority, because the best way for you to take care of everyone else is for you to be okay too. So I hope that helps. I'm writing a huge blog post on it tomorrow, so I'm going to talk about this whole thing. So I hope that is kind of what you were looking for. So Thank you guys so much for submitting your questions. I'm really excited to hear your feedback on this if you have follow-up questions or anything else. Also, be on the lookout for future posts for more questions because we're going to be bringing video back into the rotation pretty often here on the blog. So I would love to have the conversation continue to happen. Tons of conversation is always happening over on my Facebook page, so be sure to go there. And if you have questions at any time, please post them. I'm happy to answer them. So thank you guys so much. Have a great day, and I will chat with you all soon.